Well, thank you, Faye. To President Scott McLeod, CFSP, the FSAC Board of Directors, and the FSAC membership at large, I bring you greetings from President Arvin Sterrett, CFSP, and the Board of Trustees of the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice. As a member of the Board of Trustees, I am very proud and grateful for the efforts that FSAC has put forward and adopted in the CFSP designation. As you may be aware, one of my somewhat selfish little goals during my tenure on the Board of Trustees is to have Canada recognized as the most professional funeral nation in the world, where we would have more licensed funeral directors with their CFSP designation than any other country. Now, even though this is my goal, it is not meant that I am or will be taking credit for its achievement. That credit goes to everyone who has made the commitment to hold themselves and achieve and maintain the higher criteria as set out in the Academy's CFSP designation. And to achieve this goal, it will also take further commitment of conveying the value of the CFSP to others. It is easy to say that if every CFSP in Canada was able to get one additional funeral professional to attain their designation, we would double our membership. Simple. And that would be great, and I actually challenge you to do that in the next 12 months. But maybe, if you feel that you could do more and get as many funeral professionals as possible engaged in the CFSP program, all you need to do is model your efforts after my friend and fellow CFSP, Kent Milroy. Kent, could you please stand? Come on, Kent, stand up. Now, Kent, the Board of Trustees would like to recognize you for your 15 years of service and promotion of the Academy in general and the CFSP designation in particular. I'm holding this resolution, crafted by the Academy's Executive Director, Kimberly Gaylord, and also with the assistance of FSAC's Executive Director, Suzanne Scott. Thanks, Susie. And it reads, Resolution for W. Kent Milroy, CFSP. Whereas, resident of Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada, a municipality of Saugeen Shores, with several beaches on Lake Huron named after James Bruce, the 8th Earl of Elgin, W. Kent Milroy, CFSP, has enjoyed a very successful career in funeral service profession. And, whereas Kent owned and operated funeral homes in Port Elgin and Paisley, Ontario, for the past 36 years, along with his wife, Charlanne. And, whereas Kent has established a passion for professional continuing education through his work as chair of the Funeral Service Advisory Committee at Humber College in Toronto. And, whereas Kent is a past president of the Ontario Funeral Service Association and the Funeral Service Association of Canada. And, whereas Kent joined the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice in April of 1997 and as achieving as an active member, and then earned his Certified Funeral Service Practice CFSP designation in October of 1998. And whereas Kent was approved by the APFSP Board of Trustees at their meeting on October 25th, 1998, to serve as APFSP Ambassador. And whereas Kent has actively supported the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice's mission of lifelong learning and encouraging others to join and earn their CFSP designation, as well as recognizing them for their achievement. And whereas Kent has tirelessly worked to establish prominence of the CFSP in Canada, in the Canadian circles, by increasing membership from just a few to more than 150 Canadian funeral directors actively seeking their designation today. And whereas his beautiful wife Charlanne has cheerfully stood beside him in his career and leadership endeavors, and especially in establishing their winter home in Florence, Arizona, and where Kent is appreciated greatly by his peers, the APFSP Board and Executive Director for his leadership, vision, and generous contribution of time. And therefore, it be resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice wishes to honor, compliment, and praise Kent for going above and beyond the call of duty with his tireless and continuous efforts to promote the Certified Funeral Service Practitioner CFSP designation with his fellow Canadian colleagues. Passed and approved by the APFSP Executive Committee on June 1st, 2012. Signed, Arvin W. Starrett, CFSP President. Now, Kent, if you actually at this time, I believe Scott will now present you with a copy of this resolution, and the original will be sent to you in the very near future. Scott, if you could perform that duty, please. Thanks, Scott. Now, Kent, don't sit down. I'm not done with you yet. You are one of a kind, and I want to also recognize your professionalism. I have a little prose that I want to share with you, and some of you may have heard it before, and I've edited it to fit this occasion. And it goes something like this. Let me endeavor to portray to you the ideal of the consummate funeral professional. After a career of service to their community and profession, the person who, without courting applause, is loved by all noble-minded people, respected by their community, and revered by their peers. The person who never proclaims what they have done, can do, or will do, but where their need is, will lay hold with dispassionate courage, circumspect resolution, and indefatigable exertion, and a rare power of mind, and who will not cease until they have accomplished the task, and then who, without pretension, will retire into the multitude, because they have done the good act, not for themselves, but for the cause of good. If you meet such a person, you will see the personification of commitment, dedication, and service, and you will have found Kent Milroy, the ideal of the consummate funeral professional. Kent, you were one of the first people to congratulate me when I received my CFSP designation. All excited, and we all know Kent can get a little excited, and I just want to thank you for everything that you have done for the Academy and for the funeral profession. Now, I hope that you enjoy your time in the sun with Charlanne, and please continue to bang the CFSP drum, because all of us and the families that we serve are all better off because you have raised the bar of what it means to be a funeral professional. Thanks, Kent.